हरे कृष्ण। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So Hare Krishna. Today we will be discussing on the Sloka Bhagavad-Gita 10.6. So now I will be reading the verse, synonyms, translation and then purport. महर्षयः सप्तपूर्वे चत्वारो मनवस्तथा मद्भावा मानसा जाता येषां लोक इमाः प्रजाः। Synonyms: Maharshayah, the great sages; Sapta, 7; Purve, before; Chatvarah, 4; Manavah, Manus; Tatha, also; Madbhava, born of me; Manasa, from the mind; Jata, born; Yesham, them, of them; Loke, in the world; Imaha, all this; Prajaha, population. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace J.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: The 7 great sages and before them the 4 other great sages and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. The Lord is giving a purport. The Lord is giving a genealogical synopsis of the universal population. Brahma is the original creature born out of the energy of the Supreme Lord, who is known as Hiranyagarbha. And from Brahma all the 7 great sages, and before them the 4 great sages named Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara, and the 14 Manus are manifested. All these 25 great sages are known as the patriarchs of all the living entities over the universe. These are innumerable. There are innumerable universes and innumerable planets within each universe, and each planet is full of population of different varieties. All of them are born of these 25 patriarchs. Brahma underwent penance for 1000 years of the demigods before he realized by the grace of Krishna how to create. Then from Brahma came Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara, and then the 7 sages, and in this way all the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas are born out of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is known as Pitamaha, the grandfather, and Krishna is known as the Prapitamaha, the father of the grandfather. This is stated in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad-Gita, 11.39. So here, as we can see, the Supreme Lord is again describing his opulences. Now we are actually in this section of Bhagavad Gita, that is a 10th chapter, which is like the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, along with the 9th chapter. So if we see, Bhagavad Gita is like a burger or like a vada pav for people who are from Mumbai or whatever. So like the two top breads which are there, top and bottom breads, they are the bottom bread is the first 6 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita that comprise Karma Yoga, and the top bread is the last 6 chapters that comprise Jnana Yoga, and the vada or the vegetable stuffing inside the vada pav or the burger is like the essence, or that is the middle 6 chapters which comprise Bhakti Yoga or devotional service. So out of these middle 6 chapters, which is the 7th chapter to the 12th chapter, the essence is the middle 2 chapters, that is the 9th and the 10th one. So here we are in the 10th one, and this part of the Bhagavad Gita is called as Swa Mahima Varnan, where the Supreme Lord explains his own greatness, how great he is and how infinitesimal these jivas are. So here, as we can see, he is explaining that the 4 great sages come from him. Everybody and the 7 great sages, before them the 4 other great sages and the Manus, the progenitors of mankind, all come from him. They are born from his mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets also descend from them. And here, in the 11th chapter, Bhagavad-Gita 11.39, as this reference is given in this verse, it describes Arjuna glorifying Krishna. He says that you are Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the great grandfather. So, this is what is being explained here. And Brahma is again coming from Krishna. So Brahma emanates from the navel of Garbhodakshay Vishnu from a lotus. So then from Brahma come the 4 great sages, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara, who declined to populate the world, and they remain as 5-year-old boys, because and they don't grow up, because as they grow up, the desire for enjoyment, sense enjoyment, increases more as one grows up, and as time passes. So these 4 Kumaras, they took a decision that we will not grow up, we will remain as 5-year-old boys only. But as far as age is concerned, they are growing up, but bodily they are not growing up. So these 4 Kumaras, they rejected the order of Brahma, that we do not want to populate, we will remain as brahmacharis and study the Vedas and all the other scriptures. Then again Brahma begot Rudra. Then he begot the 7 sages who also declined to populate the world, and then he finally begot the Manus and progenitors, who are the progenitors of mankind, the Prajapatis and the Manus. He begot them who are populating this world. So Manus are 14 in number, and we are currently under the reign of Vaivasvata Manu. So these all these 25 great people, they the 14 Manus, the 7 great sages, and the 4 Kumaras. So these are the 25 patriarchs who of the living entities all over the universe, and there are all over this universe, and there are innumerable such universes which are created by the exhalation of the emanation of Krishna, an expansion of Krishna, who is Mahavishnu. So each of these universes are full of population of different varieties of all the 84 lakh species, and it is also mentioned here that Brahma underwent penance for 1000 years of the demigods before he realized by the grace of Krishna how to create. So when Brahma was born, he did not know what to do and how to do. So he decided to meditate upon the Supreme Lord. He performed penance for like 1000 years of the demigods. So not from our calculation, from the calculation of the demigods. It is like the calculation of the years of demigods is like 1 day of the demigods is equal to 6 months on planet Earth. So we can do the math and calculate how many years Brahma did penance from the earthly perspective. So then finally, as a reward of this penance, Krishna appeared before Brahma and gave him the knowledge and the materials, how to create, what to create, and when to create. All this knowledge had been given by Krishna to Brahma. So Brahma realized by the grace of Krishna how to create, and then he started creating this 4 Kumaras, then Rudra, then the 7 sages, then the Manus and everybody. So as it is mentioned, Brahma is known as Pitama, the grandfather, And Krishna is known as Prapitama, the great grandfather, because he is the one who gave this knowledge of to Brahma how to create, and he himself is the father of Brahma. So yeah, this is the thing, as it is mentioned in Bhagavad-Gita 11.39 also, that Krishna is Brahma himself. So yeah, and the Lord is just giving a genealogical synopsis of the entire world universal population, that these 14 Manus, he mentions about all of them, and he mentions about these 4 Kumaras, great sages, Rudra, Brahma, everybody, and they are born from his mind, as it is said here, and all the living entities who are populating the various planets, they descend from the descendants of Brahma, that is the 14 Manus. So we are now currently under the rule of Vaivasvata Manu, who is the 7th Manu. So before us there were 6 Manus, and after them, after Vaivasvata Manu also, there will be 7 Manus. So this is the way, when 14 Manus finish ruling, then one day of Brahma will get over, and one day of Brahma is equal to 1000 Chaturyugas, that is Satyatreta Dwapar Kali, Satyatreta Dwapar Kali, these cycles of yugas, you take it 1000 times, then that is equal to one day of Brahma. So then these 1000 Divya Yugas or Mahayugas are ruled by 14 Manus. So around 71 to 72 Divya Yugas each Manu. So that is this is how everything has been created by the Supreme Lord properly, and there are innumerable universes, innumerable planets, and this is just one day of Brahma that we mentioned. There are Brahma has a lifespan of 100 years of his calculation. So one day is 1000 Chaturyugas, and one Chaturyuga is equal to 43 lakhs 20,000 years. So we can just multiply it by 1000 and check that one day of Brahma is equal to this many years here. So that's how infinitesimal, that's how insignificant we human beings are. So the Supreme, another name for the Supreme Lord is also Hiranyagarbha. So this is the main thing, that how the Supreme Lord is explaining his own opulence. So this entire 10th chapter is basically an answer to the question that Arjuna thought, but he did not ask. Because in Bhagavad-Gita 9.34, Krishna had said that engage your mind in always thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, you will surely come to me. So upon this, Arjuna had a thought in his mind that in this material world, he is not thinking for himself because he is already a great devotee. He is thinking for us, who are the fallen conditioned souls in Kali Yuga. He is thinking that this material world is becoming so ghastly because of warfare, because of political issues, because of industrialization, because of so many other reasons. It becomes so difficult to remember Krishna in these in the midst of these crisis problems, is it not? So Arjuna is thinking how to liberate these conditioned souls who are fallen. So this is another quality of a Vaishnava, compassion. So out of his compassion, he is asking on behalf of us. So then Krishna gives the entire 10th chapter as an answer for all of this, that all these progenitors and everything is coming from me only. So whenever somebody sees this outside world, sees how the thing is happening, and how the living beings are moving around in the 84 lakh species of life, then he can remember all this, that it is all coming from the 14 Manus, who again are the sons of Brahma, who is emanating from Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And Garbhodakshay Vishnu, when we go back, then Garbhodakshay Vishnu emanates from Mahavishnu, then Mahavishnu emanates from the Sankarshan of Dvitiya Chaturvyuha, then the Dvitiya Chaturvyuha emanates from the Sankarshan of the first Chaturvyuha. So then the first Chaturvyuha emanates from Balrama, Balrama emanates from Krishna. So all this again connecting it back to Krishna. That's how everybody can remember Krishna like this. And again, as we move forward, Krishna explains that of the Adityas I am Vishnu, of the light I am the sun. So like this, he among the Vedas I am Samaveda, among the horses I am Uchchaishrava. So whenever somebody remembers the Adityas, he can remember Vishnu. Oh, Krishna is Vishnu in these. And whenever somebody sees the sun, he can remember Krishna. That Krishna says, I am the sun. Whenever somebody remembers the matter of 4 Vedas, he can say that I am the Samaveda. Krishna, he can remember Krishna. Krishna says, I am Samaveda, like that. Whenever somebody sees a horse, he can remember Uchchaishrava, and he can think that, oh, Krishna is Uchchaishrava. Like this, even in between the crisis of this material world that we are in, we can remember Krishna nicely. So this is the entire main thing, that how the how Brahma has created, how Krishna has created, how the Sarga or the primary creation has taken place, and then Visarga, that is the secondary creation by Lord Brahma, and then how the 14 Manus are populating the entire universe. All this has been mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam in many different places, and in detail it has been mentioned in places like 12th canto, 5th canto, 6th canto, all those cantos which deal with the topic of creation, Sarga, Visarga, over there it has been mentioned about all these things. So one should read Bhagavatam in great detail to understand this topic. So we in this now, how can we connect this to our fallen condition, that everything has been created? So we should first of all understand that Brahma's one day is equal to 43 lakhs 20,000 years here in the material world. So in our calculation, so this is how insignificant or infinitesimal we are, and we should understand that we are in a deep dark well of this material universe, material world. So this material world has actually been created by people, created by Krishna for the people who wanted to stay away from him and enjoy away from him, independently from him. So for the creation of this material world itself, Krishna is making it so complex that he is again creating Mahavishnu, who by his exile itself, he creates thousands of universes, millions and billions of universes, and in each of them he expands as Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Brahma emanates from his navel. Along with that, Garbhodakshay Vishnu expands from Shirodakshay Vishnu, who lies in the causal Shirodakshay Vishnu lies in the Shweta Dvipa, and everybody, the demigods, at any time of crisis, they go to this Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu, and this Shirodakshay Vishnu also expands into the heart of everybody in this material world as Paramatma. So and again, from Brahma is coming the 4 Kumaras and the 7 great sages, Rudra, then 14 Manus. The 14 Manus are populating everything, then the Prajapatis, the creators, progenitors, everything is coming. So for this material world itself, Krishna is making everything so complex, then one can only imagine how great the spiritual world is. So we should all understand that we are being put in a deep dark well because of our own material desires, and everything is covered with material nature. How this everything is matter here, not spirit, and that is why whatever upon doing bhakti, we get the rope of we are in a deep dark well. So to come out of the well, what should one do? One should hold the rope that is being sent down by the people outside the well. Now who are the people outside the well? The people outside the well are people who have already been liberated from this material world, like our spiritual masters, our Shiksha Gurus, Diksha Gurus, everybody. So when the rope is sent by them, it is our choice whether we want to hold the rope and come out, or whether we want to stay in this material world and just suffer, stay in the well and suffer. So when we get the rope of bhakti, we get it from the Guru Parampara. Again, as mentioned previously, that everything, the rope is coming from the Guru. Then we should hold on to that with our strict sadhana, the begging bowl, which where we can ask Krishna to give us his mercy. Then we can be pulled out and we can be given this Krishna bhakti. Then we can go back to the spiritual world and enjoy with Krishna as he is eternally. So this is how infinitesimal and insignificant the jivas of this material world are, and how great the Supreme Lord is. So we should all try to adopt this process of bhakti and hold the rope and then come out of this material world. And go back to the spiritual world to enjoy with the Lord eternally. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams. Jai Srila Prabhupada.